What's good, YouTube? It's the Phasian here, bringing you guys another episode of Know Your Rolling. And today, the first card I'm going to be talking about is Macrocosmos. Now, I got a question from Love the Gamer 95, and his link to his profile will be in the description down below. He asked me, can you do a ruling episode on the effects of Macrocosmos and D-Fissure with regards to XYZ removing material monsters, as well as what happens when, say, Max C or Valor activates? Alright, so what happens, guys, is I'll talk about Macrocosmos mainly, but D-Fissure, basically, whenever a monster is sent to the graveyard, is removed from play instead. However, when XYZ materials detach, that monster is not considered a monster at the time as its detachment. So when D-Fissure is aboard, that detachment will not get removed from play and it will be placed in the graveyard. As well as Inzektor Hornet, because it counts as an equipped spell card at the time of its detachment, so it will be sent to the graveyard instead as well. However, the card Macrocosmos differs. Now, the card reads, when this card resolves, you can special summon one Helios the Primordial Sun from your hand or deck. While this card is face up on the field, any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. So first off, you can Solemn Warning it because it has the capability of special summoning a monster from your deck to the field. So Solemn Warning will work against this. Also, any cards that are going to be sent to the graveyard, no matter what they are going to get banished instead. So that includes monsters, spells, traps, and so all those will be banished instead of going to the graveyard. Now, an XYZ material goes for its effect. Say Leviair. You're going to attempt to special summon a remove from plague monster by detaching one material from it to the graveyard. You will still get the special summon of Leviair, but your detachment, instead of going to the graveyard, will get banished from play instead, because even though it's not being considered as a monster one and getting sent to the graveyard, it's still considered a card going to the graveyard, and it will be removed from play instead with Macrocosmos out. But anyways, that's it again. Again, his name was Love the Gamer 95, and there will be a link to his channel down below in the description. Now, for my next card ruling is Evolzar Dolkka. I just got back from regionals yesterday, and I judged the event. Had a good time. It was my very first regional event, and I did pretty well, I'd say. But anyways, the top tier decks, of course, were all there, and the most played deck was, of course, Dino Rabbit. And of course, Evolzars were played still in a good amount, but there was a lot of questions about this card, Evolzar Dolkka. So, to clarify things, I will read its effect first, and its effect reads, when an effect monster's effect activates, you can detach one XYZ material monster from this card to negate the activation of the card and destroy it. So, pretty much everyone knows its effect. You can detach to stop a monster's effect and destroy it, say like BLS. BLS activates its effect to banish one monster. You can negate that with Evolzar Dolkka. A lot of discrepancy in card rulings come from the fact of Dolkka versus the damage step. Dolkka can negate the damage step effects. So that includes cards like Mystic Tomato, Sangin, Raikou. Yes, Dolkka can negate flip effects. So if I attack your face down Raikou, you flip the Raikou and activate its effect to destroy a card on the field, Dolkka can negate that. Plain and simple, can negate during damage step. Also, when your opponent has no cards on his field, like no monsters, no spell or traps, you attack him directly, and boom, pops the Gores, Dolkka can negate that. Again, Dolkka negates Gores. So that means goodbye Gores, goodbye Trag, goodbye Battle Fader. Also, the final ruling for Dolkka, This is a big problem I see a lot of times versus Wind-up Zenmaines. When Zenmaines detaches one to stay alive on the field, Dolkka cannot negate that because that's part of its cost and it's not an effect that activates. However, when his Wind-up Zenmaines goes to the end phase to destroy one card on the field, you can negate that with Dolkka. However, if they have one material still left on it, they can detach that one material to keep Zenmaines alive on the field. So you can negate the destruction effect of Zenmaines, but you can't really destroy Zenmaines as long as it has attachments on it. But anyways, that's it for today's episode of Know Your Ruling. And again, if you guys want a free shout out, leave comments down below of a good question I should do a ruling on. Or send me a PM, which would probably be the best way to get in contact because YouTube screws up a lot and doesn't allow me to get notifications for comments usually, just PMs mainly. But if you want a free shout out, leave me a good question and it will be in the next episode of Know Your Ruling. But that's it for today, guys, and I'll see you around. Later.